Welcome. These places gave us nightmares for years. Dark hallways, empty houses, terrifying scenes, and today, many of them look completely different. Please go and check out the original website in the description. Cabin Fever, 2002. The isolated cabin scenes were filmed at Camp Raven Knob near Mount Airy, North Carolina, deep inside the wooded Scout Valley area. Creepshow 2. Granite Basin Lake in Prescott, Arizona was used for the raft segment and still features the real no swimming sign beside it today. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, 1989. Most of the New York alley scenes were filmed behind West Hastings Street in Vancouver, including Jason's fight with Julius. Halloween 2, 1981. Sepulveda Ambulatory Care Center in North Hills, California, served as Haddonfield Memorial Hospital during the slasher sequel. Basket Case. The famous Hotel Broslin sign in New York City was created solely for the film and removed immediately after filming had wrapped. Christine, 1983. Christine's famous chase scene was filmed in East Los Angeles, California, where the industrial streets still look almost unchanged today. Children of the Corn, 1984. Hanson's Cafe in Hornick, Iowa, burned down after a 2008 kitchen fire, leaving only an empty lot where the famous diner once stood. Dr. Giggles, 1992. The Rendell House in Portland, Oregon, was only a facade built for filming, and almost nothing from the original set survives today. The Exorcist, 1973. Damien's mother's apartment in New York City looks dramatically different today after decades of remodeling and urban redevelopment work. Final Destination, 2000. Carter's death scene was filmed in Bastion Square in Victoria, British Columbia, where the historic downtown area still looks recognizable today. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 1976. The auditorium scenes were filmed at Texarkana College in Texarkana, Texas. The original structure was demolished sometime between 2002 and 2004. The Amityville Horror, 1979. Witch's Brew Bar in Toms River, New Jersey, was used in the film. The building later became a law office and no longer resembles its horror movie appearance. Beetlejuice. Adam and Barbara's deadly bridge crash was filmed in East Corinth, Vermont, where the quiet rural roads remain mostly unchanged today. The Blair Witch Project, 1999. The Old Man interview scene was filmed at Stupp's Market in Adamstown, Maryland, a small roadside store that was still operating years later. The Craft, 1996. The beach ceremony scene was filmed at Sequoia Point in Malibu, California, the same exact location previously featured in Dead and Buried years earlier. Day of the Dead, 1985. The Edison Theater in Fort Myers, Florida appeared in the film but has not operated as an actual movie theater since the early 1980s. The First Power, 1990. Carmen's death scene was filmed at the Old Zoo in Griffith Park, Los Angeles, though the original structure seen on screen no longer stands. The Fog, 1980. The Episcopal Church of the Ascension in Sierra Madre, California, was built in 1888 and later appeared in Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives, 1986. New Covington Cemetery in Madison, Georgia appeared as Eternal Peace Cemetery, though the iconic cemetery gates are now gone. The Hitcher, 1986. Jim pushing John Ryder from the truck was filmed near Lake Mead Boulevard outside Las Vegas, Nevada, in the open desert highway area. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. The Nightmare bus sequence was filmed in the deserts of Palmdale, California, where the isolated roads still look eerily similar today. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice, 1992. Chatham Meeting House in Snow Camp, North Carolina, appeared as the church, but no longer functions as an active church today. Creepshow 2, 1987. Ben Whitemoon's house in Dewey, Arizona, has stood since at least 1972 and still closely resembles its appearance from the horror sequel today. Drag Me to Hell, 2009. Christine Brown's house in Los Angeles, California, still closely resembles its appearance from Sam Raimi's horror movie today. The Exorcist 3, 1990. Holy Trinity Church in Washington, D.C., was used in the film and still closely resembles its appearance from the supernatural horror sequel today. The Birds. Bodega Bay School in Bodega, California, became one of Alfred Hitchcock's most iconic horror filming locations and still attracts tourists. Black Christmas, 2006. Ramsey House in Vancouver, Canada was transformed into the Delta Alpha Kappa sorority house seen throughout the horror remake. Bloody Birthday. Riverside Drive Elementary School in Sherman Oaks, California, was used during Joyce's school scene and has remained standing since the 1940s. The Black Phone, 2021. The Grabber's house in Wilmington, North Carolina, was built in 1957. The creepy tree outside was only a prop added to make it look more disturbing. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Johnny B's in Portland, Oregon appeared in the film, and the recognizable Hawthorne Boulevard structure has existed since at least 1970. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. UCLA's Jantz Steps in Los Angeles, California, became the film's eerie asylum staircase location, still visited by horror fans today. The Crazies, 2010. The former travel center in Cordele, Georgia, later became Rock House Truck and Trailer, and the large roadside structure still remains standing today. Cujo, 1983. Donna and Tad's driving scenes were filmed around Petaluma, California, where the rural intersections and surrounding roads remain mostly unchanged. Beetlejuice. Miss Shannon's School for Girls in East Corinth, Vermont became one of the film's most recognizable locations and still stands today. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Karloff's General Merchandise in Covington, Georgia no longer functions today, though the recognizable roadside building still survives. Fright Night, 1985. Evil Ed Thompson's attack scene was filmed near South Vine Street in Los Angeles, where the industrial alley still exists today. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Evergreen Cemetery in Los Angeles, California, hosted Rod Lane's funeral scene and remains one of the city's oldest cemeteries today. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. The Schmidt Farm in Waxahachie, Texas, was demolished in 2019 and eventually replaced by the modern Dove Meadow subdivision. Freddy vs. Jason, 2003. Blake's house in Vancouver, British Columbia, was built in 1922 and still closely resembles its appearance from the crossover slasher film. Graveyard Shift, 1990. Bachman Mills in Harmony, Maine, was used in the Stephen King adaptation, and the old mill building still stands today. From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996. The Dewdrop Motel in Mojave, California, was later renovated, and part of the original motel facade and pool were removed afterward. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 4. The Dream Master. Café Laurent in Culver City, California appeared as the Crave-In Diner before the original restaurant was later replaced completely. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010. Corky's Diner in Sherman Oaks, California appeared as Springwood Diner before the longtime restaurant permanently shut down years later. All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. The abandoned gas station in Elgin, Texas was once a working grocery store before becoming one of the film's isolated horror locations. The Devil's Rejects, 2005. The Firefly House at Sable Ranch in Santa Clarita, California still exists today, though the famous wooden fence is now missing. Don't Breathe, 2016. The Blind Man's House in Detroit, Michigan still stands today and remains one of the only inhabited homes left on the street. The Amityville Horror. The Lutz House in Toms River, New Jersey, was heavily remodeled after filming, including removal of the famous attic windows added for the movie. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Tina Gray's house in Los Angeles, California, was used for nearly every exterior scene and still looks instantly recognizable to horror fans today. Child's Play, 2019. Holly Lodge in Vancouver, Canada became the apartment building in the reboot, and the historic 1912 structure still survives today. Clown House, 1989. The family house in Napa, California was built in the late 1960s and still closely resembles its appearance seen in the horror movie. The Conjuring, 2013. The Warren House in Wilmington, North Carolina, was used in the film and still closely resembles its appearance from the supernatural horror movie today. Beyond the Door, 1974. The lunch scene was filmed at a waterfront location in Sausalito, California, now occupied by the popular Barrel House Tavern restaurant. Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992. St. Sophia Greek Orthodox Cathedral in Los Angeles, California was used for Jonathan and Mina's wedding in the Gothic horror classic. Candyman, 1992. Helen's terrifying bathroom attack was filmed in Chicago, Illinois, where the surrounding skyline has changed dramatically since filming ended. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Royce Hall at UCLA in Westwood, California, doubled as Weston Hills Psychiatric Hospital during the film's unforgettable exterior scenes. Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Harold W. Brown Memorial Airfield in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, was used during the opening helicopter scenes in Romero's zombie classic. Cat's Eye, 1985. St. Stephen's School for the Exceptional Scenes were filmed inside a historic downtown building in Wilmington, North Carolina. Children of the Corn, 1984. The fictional town of Gatlin, Nebraska, was created in Whiting, Iowa, where many of the movie's eerie chase scenes were filmed. Dark Night of the Scarecrow, 1981. The bar scenes were filmed in Peru, California, though the recognizable small-town location no longer functions as a business anymore. Friday the 13th, 1980. Alice's cabin at Camp No Bay Bosco in New Jersey was filmed at the historic Mechanics Lodge, originally constructed back in 1928. The Hills Have Eyes, 1977. The desert car crash scene was filmed near Apple Valley, California, in an isolated area still frequently visited by gun owners today.